A special Sunday evening edition of the Weather Spot. Welcome to the Weather Spot. This is Sunday, February 16th. It's just a little bit after 5 p.m. Just want to take a moment to say hello and say thank you to Mid America Live and welcome those of you that may not have been watching the Weather Spot, didn't know it was around, and might have been watching forecasts over the last few days here on Mid America Live. So if you go to Mid America Live's Facebook page, for example, which I'm on another screen right now, tells the story. It says, "We started in July of 2010 as Bates County Live, and over the years expanded our news coverage area as well as our name, Mid America Live." Well, I remember that day in July of 2010. I was working in Drexel. I remember their first news story. Oddly enough, that was about the time, if I remember correctly, that the parents of Mid America Live News, famous owner Doug Mauger, came in and introduced themselves, and we had a chat. And they told me who Doug was, and they told me a story. We'll save that for another time. Maybe that'll be another special edition of the Weather Spot here on Mid America Live. So, anyway, it's a privilege to be bringing you the weather through Mid America Live and the Weather Spot. And I just wanted to take a second and explain how things work. And so how I do things, what you might know to expect going forward. I have been studying the weather as a personal hobby for probably the last 18 or 20 years. I've taken all kinds of classes in storms, in atmospheric science, in evapotranspiration, even. That was interesting. And probably my favorite thing is radar data analysis and operation. You'll see how to use a lot of that on here. I use radar and radar products constantly. The other thing I can stare at for hours and hours, and I'm happy not to talk to you for hours and hours, but I study them, is weather model data. I subscribe to a lot of that, and I bring you a lot of that here on the Weather Spot. So typically, I will get up early in the morning, and first rule is to take a look outside. So walk around outside. I check my weather stations and see if what I said yesterday actually happened. I verify my own forecast mostly. And then I will come inside and I'll start pulling weather data, putting it all together, seeing what matters, seeing what is new. And then I will hop online and I will do a live stream, usually most days. So lately, we've done at least one a day. And that's just to give you that day's forecast and kind of look ahead the next few days if there's anything significant going on. I'll warn you, in the summer months, when we get into that, severe clear time that not much is going on, if I don't need to bug you with a live stream, I'll probably just make a post on the Weather Spot page and here on Mid America Live, just giving you the details. And then throughout the day, I will just update that, usually with a post, but I will come back on in the afternoon, the evening, especially during severe weather times, with those radar products to give you an update. So that's how things work. Share your feedback, share your messages. Let me know what I can include. I really like learning where you are out there. I've had some messages today telling me where you're watching from. And I'll make sure within East Central Kansas and West Central Missouri, that's my 10 county area just about, that I watch for forecasts. If you fall anywhere in there, just let me know, and I'll make sure to include some data for you as we get there from time to time. So that is how things work. On to the main event, because it is upcoming. I plan to just stop and say good evening, have a nice night, but we have some weather coming. So here's the surface chart headed to tonight, and I just bring this up to finally point out we've had a tight pressure gradient pressing in actually the last 2 days. So finally, high pressure takes over tonight. It is going to allow us to cool down, but it's also going to make those the breeze dial down a little bit too. Here is what I'm seeing for those famous snow totals. So the people hoping for good news, I'm going to say that, well, the bullseye, if we can call it that, of the heaviest snow amounts does continue to sag further to the south. So I'm down here south of Vernon County, and then I'm towards central Missouri where I see possibly 10 inches. This is through the Tuesday night snow event. I feel like I've been talking it for so long, I don't even have to tell you about it now. But I'm up here in Jackson County, close to Kansas City. I see 5 inches, 5, 6, 7 coming through Cass County. Pretty solid between 5 and 7, getting into Bates County, 8 down in Vernon County. I've been paying attention to you guys down there most especially. So let's go through some data here and see when things happen and see what the Weather Service has put out for advisories. So counties in the blue, I hope you can see this here. Counties in the blue for us. This is the winter storm watch. We've been talking about this for late Monday through late Tuesday night, and down further south. So this is going to be Fort Scott and Nevada. So Vernon County picking up winter storm warning. I think this is going to come up overnight into Bates County and possibly further north as well. So let's take a look at this. This says total snow accumulations. Keep in mind, this is the entire area south of I-70 is where our probability snow gradient picks up south of I-70 for 5 inches and more. So this is saying total snow accumulations between 6 and 10 inches for most of the area. Locally higher amounts, we could see some 14 inches. I think it's extreme, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. All of the factors are coming together, and unfortunately, they're coming together across Lynn, Bates, southern Cass County, headed over toward Clinton, and further south. I mean, that's just kind of where all the ingredients could be anyway. So let's take a look through the forecast. There's a little bit of confusion maybe with headlines today, seeing snow tonight. Let me back this up. So probably not for us outside of some flurries. So around here we are 4 a.m., 5, 6 towards 7 a.m. This does include Kansas City. So our commuters, what am I up to? 8 a.m. now. If we're lucky, this will just dip not very far south of I-70. Where am I at? Just barely to the edge of Lee Summit. Maybe not make it to Belton, except for a few flurries through 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then tomorrow stays clear. And then here comes our main event. Let's scoot ahead. This is now 10 o'clock. So let me see how we can watch for this. We can look out, and I'll be on here, and you can join me. We'll look out here toward I-70 about 9, 10, and then 11 o'clock. Here's midnight. And let's take a look around at midnight. I think we have snow sagging south of I-70 on its way to our bullseye. This is crossing through Belton, Harrisonville. Yeah, up and down both sides. And so it's this 3 a.m. Let me get in here on area, and you can just watch. 3, here's 4. Here's 6 a.m. But the heavy stuff roars through. Now we're seeing, oh yeah, see, this is what I was talking about right here. So this goes from south of Emporia, Burlington, Garnett, south of Harrisonville. So it picks up Butler, Appleton City, and Clinton. This is at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. 10 a.m. now, we're into the heavy stuff. 11, noon, and well into the afternoon. Look at all this blue. I promise I'm going through time. You just can't see it. Here it is, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. I'm looking for a slowdown. Where is it? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock before lighter snow happens. And I'm all the way up to midnight, which is as far as this data is going to take me right now before this thing finally dies down. So it does make the snow amounts believable, doesn't it? All right, what else do I have for us to look at here? Let's look at where we are going. I'm going to look at Nevada for temperatures because I'm always using Butler. So, Nevada, because we've been talking about you, I think you're headed for snow. I think you're going to see about 15 overnight, and I think you're going to climb up to about 33 for a high tomorrow. So, here is our temperature trend. This has not changed a lot. I'm going to jump up and do Harrisonville numbers this time. So, this is Harrisonville, which is actually about 2 degrees colder in this whole setup. And so still looking Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So this is Wednesday overnight into Thursday morning. I see you possibly being -10. High on Wednesday of 9 in Harrisonville and 11 for Thursday. So that's the data. I will go ahead and tell you most live streams are not this long. And wanted to give you a little intro and a welcome. Sure appreciate you being with me. We'll keep an eye on the data, and we'll catch you back next time. Have a great night.